Well, welcome to Honors Chemistry Back to School Night, virtual style. I'm Mr. Platten. That's a picture of me right there. I wanted to give you a little information about myself, about the course, and what to expect for this year. So without further ado, here we go. So I start out, grew up in Jordan, New York. Jordan, New York is just west of Syracuse. After that, I attended Jordan Albridge High School, graduated there, and then attended St. Lawrence University. At St. Lawrence, I was a chemistry major. I started out as a chemical engineering major, and moved on to analytical chemistry. So after that, I worked in Boston, Massachusetts as an analytical chemist. That there is a GC mass spec, gas chromatograph mass spectrophotometer. Fancy thing, I know, but I worked there for several years until which time I realized, you know what, this lifestyle is not the best for me health-wise, nor for if I were to have a family. So I moved back to Jordan. I went to Lemoyne College, and at Lemoyne College, I got my teaching certificate degree. And once I got my teaching certificate, I started working. So I first started as a substitute teacher at Jordan Albridge Junior Senior High School. After Jordan Albridge, I moved on to Corcoran High School. Corcoran is one of the Syracuse city schools. I was a building sub for the science and math department, and wherever else needed, but primarily math and science. At that time, I had the opportunity to look a couple different opportunities to go other places, and I ended up choosing Stonewall Jackson High School, which is in Manassas, Virginia. At Stonewall Jackson, I taught pre-IB chemistry, which is the International Baccalaureate Chemistry in the sophomore year. The preliminary courses to get the students ready for that. I also taught IB chemistry higher level to juniors and seniors. And I also taught active physics. Furthermore, I was also the department chair for a team of about 22 of us. So I was at Stonewall Jackson till June of 2004, at which time I joined the Canandaigua staff in September, or rather August of 2004. Here at Canandaigua, I have taught Regents and Honors Chemistry. I've taught Chemistry in Action. I've also taught ecology. I'm teaching ecology currently, as well as Honors Chemistry. In the past, I've taught Chemistry in Action and 8th grade physical science at our Canandaigua Academic and Career Center, the alternative school here. And so that's my teaching history here at Canandaigua. Been here since 2004. Honors Chemistry, I need to let you understand what honors chemistry is. It's Regents chemistry and then some additional topics. Not so much additional topics, rather, I should say additional interest in some of the topics. We'll go a little bit deeper. Some of the topics that we get to, we'll go in depth to provide the students with great understanding of what we're talking about and how to relate the things together. It also helps out later in the course and later in some other courses that they may take, whether those other courses are AP Chem, AP Biology, or Physics. Gives them a little bit more depth of understanding to help them out. The chemistry curriculum can be found on the state's website, and if you are interested in knowing more about that, please feel free to contact me and I'll get you a copy of that. So the grades for the marking periods and for the year. For the marking period, there are homework assignments, and then there are formative and summative assignments. The homework assignments are usually 0 to 10 points each. Actually, it's 10 points pretty much. If the student shows up without the homework done, they're going to get an 8 out of 10, which is 80% of the credit. And I'm going to ask them to copy the homework while we go over it in class, answer any questions, and then show it to me that they've completed it. Homework is not graded so much as checked, so it's their opportunity to practice. Formative assessments will come in the form of quizzes and lab write-ups, or the written assignments. Quizzes will be very similar to the homework. There'll be questions all based upon former Regents exams, or from former Regents exams, with some additional topics as relative to the honors chemistry portions. Those quizzes, they take those and they will go in, and if they were to miss a quiz, my general policy is I'm going to ignore that quiz for that student. If they want to make it up, they can, but generally it doesn't count for them, nor does it count against them. It's just as if it never happened. Lab write-ups The students need to accomplish 1,200 minutes of labs, and we do this through lab write-ups. We will do that 1,200 minutes and then some. Lab write-ups are written assignments that I will talk the students through at the beginning of the year, and then by the middle of the year and end of the year, they will be pretty accomplished at doing lab write-ups. There's 2 grades associated with labs. So in an infinite campus, I will have two different marks. One will be TIOTC, which means turned in on time complete. For that, the student can achieve 5 out of 5 points if they turn it in on the day that the lab is due. If they turn it in a day or 2 late, it's going to be 4 out of 5. More days late, 3, 2, and at the very least to be 1 out of 5, like at the end of the marking period. If a student were to turn a lab report in early complete, then they would get 6 out of 5. That's a little extra credit opportunity for them. The quality of the lab is graded out of 20 points. I will go through the rubric with the students, and they will know what I'm looking for. I do expect common writing conventions, so I don't want to see text to speak and that kind of stuff. But I am not that married to really strict writing conventions. I really want to see if they can relate the data results to the topic at hand and whether their understanding is clear or I need to do some more follow-up. But those lab write-ups, those 20 points, they are not impacted by a student turning a lab in grade. Only the turned in on time complete portion is penalized. The final portion of the grades are summative assessments, which are unit tests. There'll be a unit test per unit. They're usually weighed 2 or 3 times more. The points of the unit test usually are equivalent to the amount of homework. So if we've had 5 homework assignments, and that's a total of 50 points, and the unit test will be worth 50 points thereabouts. Tests may be retaken. Any student that wants to retake their test because they did not achieve what they wanted, they're more than welcome to do so. They will get the second grade. I will meet with them prior to retaking the test to ensure that they know what they're doing. So please, if they get a test grade that they're not pleased with or you're not pleased with, please encourage them to take a look at that. The final year-end grade is the average of the 4 marking periods plus the Regents exam. Each one of those 5 components is 20% of the grade. So that's the final grade. If you are interested, you can follow along in our Remind, the class Remind. If you text at CAHD 2019 to 81010, actually CAHC Honors Chem. I should change that. At CAHC 2019 to 81010. You will be included in my Remind class, and anytime I send the students a Remind text message, you too will receive it. The last thing I want to talk to you about is a vacation work policy. I do not necessarily have a vacation work. Well, I have a vacation work policy. If the student asks for work for a vacation, if they're going on vacation, I tend not to give it, because what's going to happen is the student will not complete it because it's homework based upon what we're doing in class, and they're already at a disadvantage. What we will do instead is when they get back, I will work with them individually. We'll get them caught up. It'll be a much less stressful environment, and that way they can enjoy their vacation and not have to worry about working on chemistry and trying to teach themselves chemistry. If it is an extended vacation, I may assign portions of their review book to read, but other than that, generally they don't have any assignments during a vacation. If you are interested in contacting me for any reason, you can reach out to me through my email address, which is plattond@canandaiguaschools.org. I are very receptive to emails. If you want to talk to me, I suggest you email me with your phone number and a time that you would like to talk, and I will work to make sure that happens. If you want to meet in person, I'd be happy to meet with you in person. You can set up a meeting with the guidance counselors, or you can try sneaking in here and maybe get up to my classroom, which is 213. If you come around the end of class day, maybe your son or daughter can get you up here. Again, thank you for watching this, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.